Hello and welcome to another video session here at NAV SEAL. Delighted to see you again. Today I wanted to talk about the functionality that is called undo receipt. Undo receipt refers to if you're receiving some goods into your warehouse that was done by mistake and you want to undo that again without creating a credit memo for it. Let's jump right into it and let's have a look at it. So in my demo database here, I'm going to create a purchase order. So let's create a new one and let's find the vendor. We'll pick the top one. Perfect. Like that. So let's find that's S, I think. Yeah, Atlanta whiteboard. And let's use our main location. Let's put in 5 for that. So this is a very normal standard purchase order with one line on it, very basic. To the right we can see here we have quantity to receive and quantity to invoice. Right now I am just gonna post my receipt. So let's try and do that. Let's receive that. Okay, you can see it changed to quantity received 5. So let's have a look at the posted receipt, because I have realized that this was wrong. I shouldn't really have received those 5s. It was done by mistake. So you can see the posted purchase receipt in here. We have one line on it. The one we just posted, it's 5 in here. And so I can go to my function and I can undo receipt. Now, this is a very basic and very simple example. You could have multiple lines in here. And what you could do, you could select more lines if you want to undo more lines. So basically it means that you don't have to undo all lines on your posted receipt. You can just do 1 or 2, whatever was wrong on there. But you just use the select more to highlight the lines that you want to undo. Yeah. One information more when we're looking at this, as you can see the quantity is 5. If you really only want to undo 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, not 5, that is not possible. So it's all or nothing, you could say. So let's do that. Let's undo the receipt. We're gonna accept. It's gonna prompt me and say, okay, you really want to do this? Yes, I want to do that. So immediately when it's completed, I can see there's a new line in here, -5. So the -5 will offset the 5 that was received by mistake. So you can see when we do use the undo receipt function, it doesn't delete anything. What it's actually doing is creating an opposite entry to offset what we received into the warehouse by mistake. This means we have a full audit trail. So we can see if someone actually used the undo function to undo what was received in here. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a full audit trail and you can kind of say, okay, what happened? We want to see what happened. And we don't mind making mistakes. Well, we do in a way, but we are human beings, so mistakes will happen. So this is one way to undo that mistake, receiving something into inventory that we didn't want to do. Okay, let's try and go back to the purchase order. As you can see here on the purchase order, we are back to quantity to receive 5. So it changed the purchase order line down here. So we are ready to handle the full 5 quantity and receive it into inventory whenever we're ready to do that. Now let's try another example. Let's just try and say 1 and 1. What I want to do here is that I want to post and I want to receive an invoice at the same time. Before I only received it, I didn't invoice it. Let's try that. So, as you can see, 1 received, 1 invoiced. Okay, let's have a look at my receipts. Now I'm gonna have 2 receipts. This is the new one that I've just posted right now. I've received 1, you can see that here in the quantity column, but I have also invoiced 1. Okay, let's try and do the same. Let's try and undo receipt. As you can see, that is not possible. You can only use the undo receipt function when you have not invoiced the quantities. So that's kind of the limitation in here. So at this point in time, if you really want to undo, you would have to make a credit for that specific quantity, that specific item we're looking at right now. Okay, let's try and take it a little further than that. Let's try and reopen it up here. I want to show you something when we use warehouse documents. Now, I use the main location for my first example. The main location does not have any setup for requiring warehouse documents when we receive it. It doesn't have any putaways, it doesn't have any bins or anything. It's a very basic, very simple location that will just keep information about our items. Now, I do have another location, I call it top, and let's try and do the same. Top location has a setup that requires that we create a warehouse receipt document. We're not really going to get into all of the topics about warehouse documents because I'm pretty sure you know all about that. Otherwise, there will be other videos about that, so look for that. But let's try and see how it works with the undo receipt when we're using warehouse documents. I'm going to use the same 5. As you can see here, there's no quantity to receive, there's no quantity to invoice, and that is because the system expects us to create a warehouse receipt. So let's do that. Up here, create warehouse receipt. Okay, thank you. And it did. So you can see this is our warehouse document. We have 5 to receive in here, and that is what we're going to do. We're going to post the receipt. 5. Perfect. It verified that it did so. So now you can see we have received 5. We haven't invoiced anything yet. Let's try and look at the posted then. So the posted receipt up here, so this is the third one. Those are the other 2 one we played around with before for the main location. But let's have a look at this new one. So we can see the top location, we have 5 quantity, 5 received into the top location. Now I want to undo that. So I'm just going to highlight the line. I'm going to click undo. It's going to prompt me again. You want to do that? I want to do that. And magic, -5, just like before. So basically not that different from what we saw before. That's good. So let's try and go back again. And yeah, quantity to receive, nothing has happened. Okay, that was good. Now let's try another example. You probably knew I was going to say that. So let's reopen it. Let's try and take the same item. And this time we're going to use a location called yellow. Wonderful colors, summer color. And just like before, like the top location, we cannot receive anything directly from the purchase order. Now, what I'm going to say is that the yellow location has a different setup compared to the top location. The yellow location requires that we create warehouse receipts. Perfect. Let's do that. So let's look at the yellow one. Yellow, we got 5. Okay, perfect. It looks like the other one. Let's try and close that. Okay, posted 1. Perfect. Let's go back and look. Yellow, oops, let's try and scroll to the right. Received 5. Yeah. Let's try and do the undo again for that specific receipt. You can see that's our third line on the same PO. Let's try and do the function undo receipt. Yeah, prompt me. But, so this is the difference. This location is set up with automatic putaways. The putaway is automatically created when you post the warehouse receipt. This is a warehouse functionality where you kind of have a 2-step process in the warehouse. So first you receive it into the warehouse, you have a receiving area. That was the step we did with the top basically, and also the yellow. But on the yellow location, we have another process where we take it from the receiving area and put it away into our big warehouse with all the bins, all the shelves, and all of that. And once the system has created that put away document, you can no longer undo that receipt. So you could say when you have a setup with warehouses and put aways, the undo functionality doesn't really work. So that's important to know that that's kind of a limitation. That is how the system works. And yeah, it is what it is, but at least you know why it works the way it does, because a new document has been created. I hope all of this helped you in your daily business. At least hopefully it gave some more insight to how the system works and how you can use the undo receipt functionality. There's more videos out there about warehousing and undo shipment, for example. So have a look at our videos at the NAV SEAL. It was really nice to see you, and look forward to see you again. Take care.
Thanks for watching this video from NAV SEAL. Check out more right here. NAV SEAL offer assistance and counsel on any existing solution. So if you're in need of assistance, don't hesitate to contact us on navseal.com or LinkedIn. Consider leaving a like and subscribe for more tips, news, and guides to anything Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central.